How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a windy mystery beer. This one is courtesy of... I don't know. Who is this? I'm going to find out after I do the reveal of where it's from. I've gotten a habit of actually writing the initials of the people that send them to me, and sometimes I forget. I actually didn't forget this time, but apparently I did, because I went back and all the ones that I didn't mark, I went back and marked. So apparently I missed a couple. I kind of want to say this might be... Nah, I'm not even going to guess. It's a mystery beer. It's from somebody. We'll figure that out on the reveal. Here we go. It's a little windy. What is that?
It's the bucket down there.
Oh, the bucket. One of the animals is probably moving a bucket. It's like, what the hell is going on right now? So we'll see what's what. Windy day, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to come across, but I'm doing beers. Yeah, nothing you guys can do about it. What is that? That looks like iced tea. Exactly like what iced tea looks like. Powdered iced tea to a tea. So what does that mean? Brown ale, raspberry based saison. That could be a couple different beers, but from a get, that looks basically just like iced tea. Not much I had to speak of. So I'm guessing this might be tart, this might be sour. We'll see what's what. Kind of smells like iced tea. The placebo effect, maybe. I mean, it's a little malt forward, a little bit of fruitiness, kind of like a raspberry iced tea is kind of what I'm getting off. I'm not getting much as far as any like real sour component off of it. It's just a little fruitiness, ever slightest bit of like fresh fruit kind of tartness. It's not even like a vibrant kind of raspberry or anything like that. It's just like a generic fruitiness, a little bit of rich maltiness, done and done. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, let's dive in. Cheers. Be somebody's barley wine. I mean, really on the nose, I was just getting a little bit of fruitiness, like I said. Nothing too crazy. And I'll put it in the sun so you guys can get a little bit better look as to how it actually looks, rather than being in the shade. Got a little sunshade kind of thing going on here. But yeah, I mean, she really does come off as somebody's kind of flat English barley wine. That's really all I'm getting from it, because I'm getting sweet, slightly brown sugar, slightly caramel, kind of malty vibes, not a little bit of kind of tannic, tea-like bittering. That fruitiness is really kind of an estery thing, so maybe it's somebody's Belgian barley wine. Is that a thing we're kind of going for right now? I don't know. Yeah, so it could be a couple different things. It could be somebody's take on a barley wine. It could be somebody's take on an American barley wine. Could be somebody's take on an English shilling ale, like a big shilling ale, something along those lines. Mika, get out of the barn.
Yeah, I was just gonna look for it.
No, it's okay. Mika's not allowed in the barn. She knows it. She went in there. She's mesmerized by our carpenter bees that we have that I need to put up a net, because it's like they've like tripled in the past like week and a half. Good God. Yeah, I gotta build those traps. Anyway, massive carpenter bee reviews. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird beer. It's flat. It's something English. I think that's all I got. Man, the sun's moving kind of quick, kind of eking towards me. I'm trying to say out that stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. ABV. 8.2%. It's probably, you know what it is? It does taste like that. It tastes like some brew pub made it barley wine, but they made it 8% barley wine instead of like a true like 11-12% barley wine. Done and done. So we'll see what's what. I think this comes out from like, this is who's it from? Good God. One of the boys out there in Wisconsin, or I don't think it's a Wisconsin one. I think it's a Nebraska area one that I received, and this is not that. This could be a Steve. No, this is not a Stevens beer. This is a Doppelbock lager. It makes kind of sense a little bit. Lost in Stark beer. This is kind of weird because this is the second Doppelbock I've gotten from the New England area, and it might have been from the same mystery beer mill. I'm trying to think. The other one was the Alchemist's Doppelbock, and I was kind of leaning in a Belgian area with that one. And then right at the tail end, I got this pop of lager vibes, and I was like, wait a minute, this is somebody's motherfucking Doppelbock. I never got there with this beer. And that's why I went like an 8.9% barley wine. This is canned in October, so it doesn't have a little bit of age on it, but you're talking about a Doppelbock. It shouldn't really matter all that much. Stark beer, and it's 8% alcohol by volume. So it really did come off as more of an 8%. Yeah. I get it. Let's get that out of my face. I get it. I just don't get it. Just not my kind of beer, you know, and I love me some Doppelbock. This kind of leans a little bit more heavily into the Doppelbocks. Don't do me all that proper. Some of them kind of more, honestly, kind of like other end of the spectrum, OG kind of Doppelbocks, like Pollinator, stuff like that, in that it has this kind of sweetness and thinness that I really don't think is prim and proper for legit Doppelbock. You know, Celebrator, Sam Adams, even Trogue, stuff like that leans a little bit more kind of rich, a little bit more heavy, a little bit more bready. This one never really gets there, and that's kind of why I kind of went down that Doppelbock kind of thing. Now, lager, sniffing it, sure, it's lagered, whatever. It doesn't really come off as a huge lagered beer for me, but in the grand scheme of things, yeah. If you told me, and this is where kind of perception kind of leads reality sometimes, is if this said Marzen or just Bock on it, I'd probably be a little bit more like, oh, okay, I get where you're coming from. The ABV makes it Doppelbock, but it has more of a Bock kind of Marzen vibe, richer, but along those lines without a huge lagering presence, more than an actual Doppelbock. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like this, and I love me Doppelbocks. Doppelbock's one of my favorite style. It just doesn't really land for me. But a really fun mystery beer. And I have to be a douchebag and say, I don't know where this came from. Yeah. I don't know, because I'm a jerk. So there you go. Anyway, is it one of the better Doppelbocks I've had as of late? That would be a big negatory. As far as value and availability, no idea. It's Lawson, so you should be able to be found, especially being a Doppelbock. No one drinks those fucking things. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like Marzen, if you like Bock, but you don't want, you like Doppelbocks, but you want something that's not overtly lagered, while at the same time not rich and dense and creamy, like some of the ones that I think are a little bit more kind of pleasing in the style. It's not a badly made beer, just not necessarily my version of a Doppelbock that I enjoy. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Lawson's right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.